of things there. One is the Heart Sutra is really pointing towards attaining this zero. You know, Sansanim was really funny the way he taught us about zero. So there was once this guy had like, I think 4 or 5 PhDs. He had a lot of understanding, very bright guy. His father was a really famous lawyer. And but David had so much understanding, he wasn't practicing, and so he was a little bit arrogant about it, like I know everything kind of guy. And his friend was named Lewis, and Lewis was a student of De Sansanin. And so one day Lewis was talking to David's father, and David's father was like, you know, can you maybe do something for my son? He clearly has this problem. So maybe your teacher could talk to him sometime. And so Lewis went to Sansanim, and Sansanim said, oh yeah, I'll totally, anytime, no problem, I'll talk to him. So they arranged a luncheon and they went out for lunch, and they're sitting at lunch, and the whole time they're there at the lunch, David doesn't say anything to Sansanim. Sansanim doesn't say anything to David. Nothing is coming up. So in the middle of the lunch, David says to Sansanim, so you wanted to see me? And Sansanim said, no, I didn't want to see you. You wanted to see me. And David said, no, I thought you wanted to see me. And so then Sansanim put it together in his mind. He was like, oh, maybe, maybe Lewis like arranged this thing. So Sansanim said, oh yeah. I do want to see you. You're right. I did want to talk to you. And so he said, you know, you're a really, really smart guy. You have 4 or 5 PhDs. So I'm asking you right now, what is give me one word that you believe in 100%? One word. Of course, David sat there and he was flustered. He couldn't think of anything. He went upstairs because that's what he was used to doing, using his brain. So he went up into his brain and he was thinking, and he couldn't come up with anything. So Sansanim said, well, okay, so your PhDs are in math. What's 1 + 2? And David said 3. And Sansanim said, you believe that? And he said, of course, I believe that. So David said to Sansanim, you know, what are you, crazy? Even children know this. And so then Sansanim said, I don't believe that. And he said, if I have 3 apples and I eat 1 apple, and then I eat another apple, and then I eat the 3rd apple, then there's nothing left. So 1 + 2 = 0. And of course, this hit David, and Sansanim told him, you must attain this 0. Everything comes from 0. So when we attain 0, this is the Heart Sutra talking here, then all numbers, all things, everything, this I, my, me, all comes from nothing, right? So if we can attain nothing, then we attain our true self, okay? If we attain our true self, then we understand everything. That's practicing. Okay, so that's like the Heart Sutra is talking about that. Form is emptiness, emptiness is form. But no form, no emptiness. Okay, and then finally, form is form, emptiness is emptiness. That's Heart Sutra, no smell, no taste. But in our life, let's say you have COVID and you lose your smell and your taste. Well, then that's a kind of lesson in letting go, right? We have so much that we have to let go of as human beings, you know, birth, sickness, old age, and death. So we have to let go of maybe our healthy body. We have to let go of our youth. We have to let go of people. We have to let go of situations. We have to put it all down. So these are really good lessons for us. I'm not saying that it's desirable for people to get COVID or lose their smell or their taste or what have you, but this is our human condition. And eventually we lose our life, right? We lose this whole body. So on the way, we get little mini lessons in those losses, and how do we let go of them one at a time? So I think the good thing maybe to share with your friend is how to then work with that. And that is where like the Heart Sutra meets everyday life. That's where form is form, emptiness is emptiness comes together. So how do you let go of that? Okay. And that's a very concrete one. And there isn't a day that goes by where we don't all have something we have to let go of. And sometimes it's little and sometimes it's big. As Juliana said, you know, I always talk about that. So it could be something really small, like a piece of paper. So, if, you know, letting go of that's really easy. Or it could be something really, really heavy, you know, like losing your sense of taste. That would be a tough one. Let go of that. But our job is to let go. And as we let go, we can come back to the zero mind. Okay?